Hello dear students, welcome at another online English class at Emaad Online Academy. Like other many directed writing questions for your paper 2 writing paper and its directed writing section, as we have already discussed about report writing, email writing, article writing, let's now discuss about our letter writing for O-level English 1123 students. So like other many directed writing questions, this question will also be of 25 marks, and you will have both reading text A and B to read and then to attempt this question. So in writing a letter, you must first be familiar with something that is called the purpose of writing a letter. So you need to know why you are writing a letter. Letters are written to appreciate or thank, like we have letter of thanks, we have letter appreciation letter that an institute gives to an individual to appreciate its efforts. So we have letters of thank, we have letters of appreciation. You can also write a letter to inform somebody or to persuade someone. A letter can be written to offer something. For example, institutes, the HR department of institutes actually issues job offer letter. You can write other letters offering other services or something like that. You can also write a letter to complain about something, about some bad experience that you had. For example, if you were not treated well at some hotel that you had booked for. So you can write a complaint letter. You can also write a letter to communicate an experience or some point of view that you have. You can also write a letter to invite somebody, a letter of invitation, like to a wedding ceremony, like to a birthday party or something like that. So the first thing that you know about letter is what the purpose of writing a letter. So this was just an overview of why we use writing a letter. So letter writing is a part of many English test exams, like a language test and other things. In their writing task they can add it. So letters can be formal and informal. Formal letters when you are writing to an authority, you're writing to a principal, and informal letter, for examples, when you are writing to someone you personally know, it might be your close friend, so you write informal letters. And the tone and language use is changed accordingly, according to the purpose of letter and the nature of letter, whether it be the formal or informal. Let's now talk a little about the use of language in writing a letter. So as we talked also in other sections or other types of directed writing as well, that the use of language depends on the purpose and type of audience that you have in your directed writing task. So you must carefully understand what type of audience do you have for this writing task to write perfect and use language well accordingly. So writing a letter, you must think about the audience that the letter is for. Usually letters are written to one person, although for more formal letters you will not always know that person's names. So if you don't know your reader's name, you can start your letter with dear sir or dear madam, and you will need to end your letter with yours faithfully. We will discuss more about it in our format or the structure of letter section. Like what you want your readers to react like. For example, if you are trying to persuade your reader to agree with a particular idea or project, your language might be positive and cheerful in tone. And also consider the purpose for the letter. For example, if you're writing to complain, you are likely to be more formal and may use emotive words and to describe aspects of poor service or a bad experience. And if you want to learn more about emotive words and how to use it, you should watch our other video on a list of emotive words, emotive vocabulary, and with synonyms and example sentences, so you can watch that. And how to influence your reader to take your point of view or suggestion seriously. For this, in your using language, you must remain calm and polite, even when you feel strongly, and avoid writing very simple. This is now a very important thing in all of your writing paper questions, that examiners in the Cambridge does require from you a wide range of grammatical structures. So if you keep repeating repetitive vocabulary and the same simple grammatical structures again and again, so it will not be much influential. So you should use a wide range of grammatical structure. For this, you need to improve both your vocabulary that you can improve by reading a variety of English text, and also you need to improve your grammar by going through several grammar books. You need to keep revising. Some of students say, I have already done a lot of grammar, but you have done it in a theoretical way. You need more practical knowledge of grammar to be employed in your directed writing questions. Okay, the next and the most important of all is the format of your letter. So in format, in the beginning, you have the opening greeting, but keep it in your mind that some conventional letter formats also include the address and the date on the top left corner. But the sample letter that was issued by Cambridge, available on Cambridge website, does not include the date and the address. So you can just start your letter with this, like dear sir, the opening greeting or salutations. You can also use dear madam or dear hotel manager, or like that. You can use opening greetings. That depends on the rubric of questions to whom you have addressed. So instead, you can also use to whom it may concern if you don't know who is the relevant or concerned person. Then there will be you can include the main body of your letter into 3 sections: the opening paragraph, the middle, and the end. So in the opening paragraph, you actually outline the aim of letter, the purpose of why you are writing the letter. So you can begin, keep it in your mind that you don't need to add a subject line here like we had in email writing, but a very simple way. As the topic sentence of your opening paragraph, you can add, I am writing to inquire about your plan, I am writing to know, I am writing to confirm, I am writing this letter to offer you, something like that. So in that topic sentence of the first opening paragraph, you can make the purpose of your letter clear. It can be the subject of your letter actually, but you don't need to add a separate line with heading of subject as we did in email writing. But the first sentence of your opening paragraph should make the purpose of your letter clear. Then comes the middle part of the main body of your letter. In the middle part, you actually develop your points. Now this is very significant. How do you develop your points here? For example, if you are writing a letter for complaint, so also add some positive point that you experienced there along with the negative things that affected you. So if you just make complaints, it may create annoyance, irritation for the reader. So appreciate the positive aspects and also add the other things that had a negative impact for you. So if you are writing complaint letter to a hotel manager for the poor services at hotel, also appreciate some of the positive point that you experienced there. And while developing your points, you should divide your content points into different paragraphs. While dividing your content points into different paragraphs, do not forget to add up the paragraphs and ideas with linking words and phrases like furthermore, however, in conclusion, something like that. And also, while dividing your content points into different paragraphs, keep it in your mind that each paragraph should have single focus point that to put emphasis on that point. So it will be very clear, concise, and accurate for the reader to find relevant information and to understand your letter well. Okay. And then comes an end in your main body of your letter. In this ending closing paragraph, you can either summarize the main points, the points that you find most important, the points that you want that the reader should remember, or it can also include the actions that are required. You can suggest the actions, the solutions, the recommendations for all the problems and the content points that you added in the middle part of your letter. So if the action is required, you will suggest, you will give recommendations, or you will add those actions that are required in your closing or concluding paragraph. Then you end up with some sign-offs, some best wishes, some yours faithfully, add comma, and then add your full name. If you want to learn about other vocabulary that you can use in letter with kind of other sign-offs, greetings, and other opening statements, so we will soon upload a video for you about the vocabulary for letter writing. Don't miss that. Now here is a sample of letter writing. You can also find sample of letter writing on Cambridge website issued by Cambridge to have more authentic material, most authentic source that can be Cambridge website itself. But we try to bring for you. If you examine at this letter, pausing it, you will see in the beginning paragraph there is a line that is clearly showing the purpose of writing this letter. You see the greeting and salutation section, and the opening paragraph, middle paragraph, and the end. You can see then your faithfully, and you will see the writer also added multiple content points in different paragraph, and each paragraph almost have single focus point. If you want to have more exercises for letter writing, you can add your things in comment section below. You can give more suggestions, and you can share your own ideas about letter writing as well. Thanks for watching. Stay blessed.